Hello everyone. I installed an easily removable box to make my utility trailer more useful. Now it can carry loose materials like compost, soil, manure, and mulch. I cut two 4x8s at 30 inches wide for the trailer deck, leaving 18 inches for the two sides. Notice how close the plywood decking is to the bottom of the tailgate. Here we can see how I mark the ends of the deck boards to shorten them. This is a 45-degree angle cut. However, I had to flip the boards over to make the cuts, because my circular saw blade guard was hitting the tool guide before the saw shoe was up against it, so it couldn't ride against the tool guide cutting from the other direction. The deck boards slide under electrical conduits that are welded on both sides for the tail light wiring. Unfortunately, these conduits interfere with the sideboards, preventing them from fitting flatly against the side rails. We can see here how the chamfer on the end of the bed allows the ramp to tip forward without pinching the deck boards or exerting bending force on the ramp hinge pins. At this angle, the ramp will definitely be below the 18-inch bed sides. I'm going to jump around a bit to show you what this is about. So you might have some questions about how I did the back end of this trailer. For example, this trailer is exactly 8 feet long, but this 8-foot 4x8 doesn't come all the way to the 8-foot mark. That's because I shortened it. I shortened it 1.5 inches at this point, and this is beveled at a 45-degree angle. And the reason I did that is that when this ramp comes up, it could only go up straight up and down, and it couldn't tip all the way forward, which is how I like to run it when the trailer is empty. I hate having that ramp standing straight up in the air, causing all that excess wind drag on it. And when the wind's blowing, it really plays with the trailer, moves it around a lot. So I like to tip the ramp forward as much as I can when the trailer is empty. But I couldn't do that when the edge of this plywood was all the way back here, because that was hitting it. And so I couldn't swing this ramp forward more than just straight up and down. So now, if it wasn't clear what I meant by swinging the ramp forward, I'll demonstrate. I want to point out that I added a stop block on the inside on both sides, so when the ramp comes up, it's going to hit that and it won't go flopping farther forward than that. There's a problem here. If it goes too far, it'll still pinch on the wood, and that'll put a lot of strain on these hinges. So straight up and down, the plywood was all the way back here, and I could really only tip it like that much farther. But now, because I shortened the bed, the plywood bed, and beveled it 45 degrees, I can safely tip it all the way forward like that. It's actually below the level of the sides. And that will allow it to present a lot less wind resistance than it otherwise would. When that thing is straight up and down, it's like trying to push a sheet of plywood through the air. Since I shortened the bed, I had to shorten the sides to match. Okay.
And so this is how this is going to be secured to the box.
The front and sides are clamped to the frame with bolted wooden blocks.
There's a bolt through. The bolt goes through the plywood here.
It's just above the top edge of the angle iron there. It's just a block of wood drilled through, a nut and bolt and a couple washers, and that clamps the board to the trailer frame. The clamps on top are key. They keep the boards from lifting. The bolt is right up against the bottom of the angle iron. She's not going anywhere. I got these corner brackets online. I'll put a link in the description.
I got inch-long bolts. This is a 2-inch. I got inch-long bolts, but I really needed 1.25 inches. So I'm going to have to use these 2 inches just to get everything set up, and then replace them with 1.25 inches, because these are obviously way too long. 1.25 inches will be about perfect.
The tailgate board is exactly the same size as the front board, but it doesn't fit between the sides and at the back of the trailer. So I scribed the board to cut it to fit. This happened because the trailer side rails aren't actually square with the bed. You can see on the bottom there's clearance for the tailgate board to fit. but up here it overlaps it. So I cut along the scribe line to make it fit. It's obvious that the side rails on this Tractor Supply trailer aren't square with the trailer bed.
Now to hold the bottom in, it looks like I can just throw a piece of 2x4 in there between the ramp gate and the new tailgate, and that'll keep the tailgate from pushing out.
After using it this way, fully loaded with loose material, at least 5 times, I can tell you it works just fine. Thank you for watching. Please take a moment to like and subscribe.